How's it going? Today's 14th of February, Wednesday. I think today is Valentine's Day, by the way. Let's take a look at the market, what kind of opportunities are available of that. Let's take a look at in today's videos. Let's take a look at sports, right? And in particular, sports England, right? So it's something that I was taking a look at strategy of England and how they're looking. There were set targets within the strategy, right? So when I would be looking to engage with the team, well, perhaps I would begin by taking a look at finance. So let's start with finance and work our way to the process, right? And perhaps I can share some of the experiences and what that process can look like. So I'm going to be taking a look at exactly the same organization, and I'm going to be trying to tackle the same problem in 5 videos, right? And we're going to move to the next one, and we're going to move to the next 5 videos. I'll try to take a look at the same thing from different angles, so to say, right? And that would be Sports England, and we can take a look at perhaps the same thing. So that would be perhaps people who don't know, right? We can take a look at the mission and or some of the important points, and that would be perhaps a sort of introduction. And from introduction, we can delve a little bit more into particular projects, right? So we can use this structure, right? Let's begin by benefits. Taking a look at the benefits of being active, right? It's something that was outlined in this organization's website, right? That really at the heart of everything we do. Biggest reason why so many men would pass away before the time because of the heart diseases, right? And we'll wait perhaps that would be one of the biggest reasons, right? So it's definitely at the heart of what we are doing. Invest in our five health, social, and economic outcomes. It's a serious problem, by the way. I'm just putting, setting a stage, so to say, right? So even it's man, woman, everyone would need to take their health more seriously, I would say. But either way, so that would be physical well-being. That's one way. Mental well-being. That would be improved as well, I would say. Over time, changing behavioral changes and everything, right? From physical activity and progressing into different areas, right? Social and community development, economic development. Okay, okay. Individual development. Okay, okay. Well, that's how they decided to define it, right? Being active is not just good for your physicality. It has the power to do much more. It can, for example, help prevent or manage medical conditions, reduce anxiety, stress, improve personal confidence and self-esteem, or bring people from diverse backgrounds together. Okay, we can take a look at that. It's something that I was taking a look at previously. Yeah, right. It's something that was highlighted about Bristol and everything what's happening in Bristol. Let's bring some attention of perhaps creative industry in Bristol, which I think that would be diverse background. Have reached out, by the way, to this organization. There's no response. So but either way, we can take a look at something that's happened in Bristol, and we can come back to this article. And would myself, I would be interested in engaging with that team and how we can solve some of the problems right for this organization, and that would be great, right? We can do that. As we are taking a look at Sports England, right? We can take a look at something that was outlined in the previous video, right? So that would be perhaps myself looking to engage with creative industries, which can be from Bristol. It doesn't really matter if they might already have some projects, but if anything, I can come in with a project. That would be creative industry, and we can take a look at how we can solve some of the perhaps even communication projects when it comes to sports, right? So only if this organization will respond, that would be a good starting block. How you can solve a problem when people are not responding to your emails. That's a different issue, right? So that's what Bristol Creative in the industries, and they, as of now, they perhaps looking. I think it's even perhaps the same organization. I think it's Babasa, or so to say, right? So great. So myself, I'm looking to chart the same organization. Perhaps we can work on very similar and not the same problems. Even better. I knew that I have seen some of that information somewhere. Perhaps they already taking part in that. Even better if it's something that already doing. Either way, I'm looking to engage with this organization. How I can offer more work, more opportunities. This organization, right? So perhaps that's the same organization we're referring to. Well, either way, there was an email that was sent to me perhaps 3 or 4 days ago, and they will have brought my attention to this organization. So that's the creative industries within Bristol, right? Let's progress. Let's come back to you, Sports England, and see what opportunities are available. We are arm's length body of government responsible for growing and developing grassroots sports and or getting more people active across England. We started out as a sports council, an independent body under the Department of National Heritage that was established by Royal Charter in 1972. Okay. In 1996, the amended Royal Charter established an England Sports Council, which came into being on the 1st of January 1997, and the Sports Council was recognized into UK Sports and our home National Sports Councils. We then rebranded as Sports England in 1999. Every royal charter is different, and you can read ours below. So okay, so this says target started. I can understand that this organization do understand what they need to do. This organization understands everything. It's just engaging with the team. As of now, I have sent already one email. I might need to send a few more. It's just one email. Usually that's not enough. It's not necessarily limited to this organization. I'm reaching out to organizations like European Space Agency, and the person that I would reach out to, it's very limited scope of expertise. This person and this person don't know nobody else within this organization, so I need to reach out to perhaps 5 different members within European Space Agency. So let's try to reach out perhaps 5 different people within this organization. Sometimes they, I don't know, there's concept that I would use to actually tunnel vision people within organizations, right? They don't know what's happening around them. So I'll ask some questions. The person doesn't know anything, right? And they will. So I need to reach out. Same organization, 5 different people. Let's take a look at structure, right? So that would be the chair, okay, the vice chair, okay, board members, right? Okay, okay. Our board. The board is appointed by the Secretary of State for Digital, Culture, Media, and Sports. Okay. All right. Okay. So they most likely would oversee everything, right? And they would oversee the person is in accordance with the Royal Charter. It's considered a chair, a vice chair, and no more than 10 other members. Okay. Well, perhaps there's a reason why we have picked this particular structure, right? Right, so I don't know. There seems that there's all the situation perhaps based on the finance and the risk tolerance, right? If we're talking about potentially 2 billions, I don't know what's the budget this organization is working with, right? If it's 2 billions, perhaps we have a little bit more complex of a structure, right? If it's 10,000, not necessarily a structure would be a deal structure. Perhaps that was something I was taking a look at previously, right? There's different structures for different organizations, perhaps based on budget, risk, and many things, right? So we have decided to structure the organization in this particular way. Boards is chaired by, okay, there's the name there. We can, I don't want to put any particular person on blast, right? Perhaps everything what they're doing, I'm just trying to poke a little bit. I have a little bit of fun, but get to know people, right? Well, most likely I'm gonna be as of now I'm looking to reach out to person responsible for allocating funds. So myself is something I'm looking to understand them is that's the first point of contact who I'm gonna be talking to. But this person most likely gonna need to receive approval from what I understand now. This person would need most likely approval from the vice chair or even perhaps depending on sum of money. If it's 50,000, 100,000, 1 million, most likely that person would need to have approval from the chair or even perhaps secretary, right? Okay, I didn't realize there's more to that, right? So it's board members. Okay, so the chair, the vice chair, board members. From board members, it will progress to leadership team. That would be chief executive, executive team. So myself, I'm coming in. Let's say that just for fun, right? I don't know that's exactly how what's gonna happen, but let's just say, right. So who I need to reach out to, who would be able to approve the project, right? So I do need to reach out to executive team. Usually that's the case, and they can approve it. But again, otherwise you might need to go all the way up. So how what's the time frame? So that we're talking about weeks, months, 6 months to approve the project. Yeah. Okay, I don't know again if the budget that we are taking a look at within England is 2 billion. Let's say, okay, if it's 2 billion, perhaps that's I would rationalize the structure. Otherwise, I think it's way too much bureaucracy, if you would ask me. But that's a way to prevent mistakes happening in the past. Or perhaps there's a reason behind it, right? There's some names, well, I don't know. I'd rather not go into detail with names. Myself, I'm just trying to understand it, right? So, but I don't know, but perhaps, right? If money is already been allocated to, it's something that I was taking a look at in my previous video, right? So that would be creative industries, and perhaps the creative industries already received some finance or some opportunities available, right? So if that project that I was taking a look at essentially was, from what I understand, was defined as open call, so I thought it's open for everyone to engage with the team, right? That's how I would believe it would be. But the person have put together a project already. The person having all the struggle to negotiating perhaps terms of the contract with all the members of the board. Yeah, you can see how steep that is, right? And from there, if the person I rather if that's the process, I'm not even interested in sharing my interest into that goal, right? Let's leave those people alone, leave those people to that project. I rather have my own project and come in with my own project, if that makes sense. Even better. If it's open call, it's not really open call then. I would say I need to come in with my own project, and then the board would make sense of or scrutinize my own project, right? And scrutinize for what, 6 months, 1 week, and from that point, my project might be launched, right? So that's a process I'm trying to understand as of now. I'm trying to understand it. Since I haven't chat to the team, perhaps they would come back to me and we can sit down and have a chat. Quickly, right? Let's take a look at the board, and they might have strong boards with some of the people who have expertise over 20 years, which is great, I would say. With 20 years of experience, how much would those people would be compensated? Just a project manager with 20 years, how much? 55,000 or close to 55, perhaps 60,000, which is great. So we're taking a look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 members of the board, right? Again, the people with 20 years of experience, which is great. So we're taking a look at that's how many people. That's operational cost as of now. Now let's take a look at the executive team. Let's try to understand the executive team now. Now let's take a look at executive team and how many members we got here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 members. It doesn't outline experience of the members and how much experience they have. Perhaps it's slightly some of the people are still working on their experience, right? And if anything, it would look great that they had taken part in the executive team. And again, so it's what we're looking at person about 40,000 a year, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, which is great. That's 7 people. Operational cost as of now, this organization it's a lot, I would say. But let's progress. I can share a different example, right? So we can take a look at Financial Conduct Authority within the UK. To review the project, it would be 5 people and 3 months. Price would be about 10,000. If they not even begin reviewing any project until you pay 10,000 for those members to review that project, £10,000. So that's someone needs to pay that. So perhaps the taxpayers will pay those 10,000 pounds to review any of those projects. But either way, let's progress. Let's progress. Last 2 points I like to mention, and we're gonna move to perhaps express of interest and how we can engage with this organization, right? Last 2 points. First one, that would be what I believe the way how your project is gonna be assessed by based on what points, right? First one, perhaps that's how I would say I know how entire strategy of this organization is would be laid out and how we're gonna be taking a look at those. That would be recover it and reinvent. So it's something recover and reinvent. So it's something that you're looking to achieve. It would use words as vibrant, biggest, crisis, and all those opportunities. They're gonna use this kind of words and kind of still perhaps new ways of and or taking a look at the market, and they might be considering your project based on how your project is gonna be looking to recover and reinvent, as well as connecting communities, okay, as well as positive experience for children and young people. Positive opposed to negative. Okay, okay. So it needs to positive myself. I'm not looking perhaps information perhaps, but that would be perhaps the. Okay, let's progress. Connecting with health and well-being. Connecting with health and well-being, since we're taking a look at sports, right, as well as active environments, right. So perhaps that would be just one of the ways of taking a look at strategy, and I'm summarizing. Let's progress. Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I published a book that's a game strategy. If yourself, you're interested in understanding business and what will be important when it comes to running your operations, that will be a good material when it comes to information and the understanding many concepts and the way how it's how I've structured this book. I would begin every chapter very basic, easy to understand information. I will progress to more difficult, and some of the concepts might be hard to understand for many people. Hopefully not, but that's the idea behind it, and the way how I structured this book. That will be potentially different cycles. First one, gathering a lot of information and improving your understanding. From the second cycle, would be taking action based on that information and setting up a company and acquiring resources, right? Third cycle would be reallocating those resources and reinvesting, right? Something yourself you're interested in, there's going to be QR code in the corner company website below. Last point, that would be catalyst for change. As I mentioned previously, that's something myself I'm interested in. Most likely, some of the projects that have already been submitted, people already taking action based on those projects. Not necessarily myself. I'm interested. I know those that as of now everything's happening. So I'm looking to engage, bring some fresh ideas and my own perspective if I can. Not necessarily the team I'm interested in based on the manufacturer's size of the team, prices. If not for anyone, perhaps for taxpayers and how big of this organization might be. Many things, right? There's a lot of sound in the background. I thought kids should be in school today, but either way, let's progress. Effective investment models, right? So that's one of the factors that your application is going to be based on, as well as real, realizing the power of people and leadership. Okay, okay. Applying innovation and digital. Okay, okay. As well as high quality data, insights, and learning. Good governance is perhaps this is something that this organization have set for themselves, right? But either way, if they have set for themselves, that's the standards that this organization is operating, as well as the same standards might be applied to your organization. Let's close on that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.